very good evening. Leading our news tonight, work on the new Falefono building at Halamahanga has been stopped amid concerns of land lease issues and a court injunction filed by the opposition member, Honourable Terrico. BCN News was able to get a response from the Premier, Sir Toke Talangi, today to explain government's decision on the selection of Doug the Builder, DTB, as the successful contractor to build the new Parliament building.
Honourable Terrico has confirmed that he has filed a court injunction to stop the work because the government had not followed the law, which requires that for any government contract which exceeds $10,000 shall be subject to public tender.
It's just a matter of law. I'm not pointing the finger at either the builder who has got the contract now, but it's just that the law is there and we should be abiding by that law to make things a level playing field for all the construction people on Niue.
A statement from the Premier, Sir Toke Talangi, said that the contractor is DTB Construction Limited and was approved by Cabinet following a successful construction of both the New Swanson supermarket last year and the completion of the new Niue Museum, the Niue Cultural Heritage Centre. According to the Premier's statement, the contractor was selected for both strategic and practical reasons in a selective procurement process as the preferred contractor. He says that this takes into account a proven track record in Niue of building to Niue's requirements, with a good combination of local workforce and with investment in heavy equipment on the island.
I think the contractors shouldn't have been allowed, and we tend to be rushing this project. And I can't see the point in rushing it because we want a good building and it should be done properly. And if we don't do what the law says, then why are we putting these laws in? You know, we put the law in so people will abide by it, and we're not doing that. And I think the judge that I've hopefully will get a reply back sometime this week will either say, yes, I'm right, or no, I'm not, that they can go ahead as it is.
Mr. Coe said that at a meeting on the design of the building, he expressed grave concerns about the lack of Niuean symbolism in the building. He said the design or the plan of the building should be made public so the people can have a say on what it will look like.
It doesn't look like a Niuean building. It's got no culture, no language to it or anything. And I said we should put this up for the school children to design a building, and then for the adults also to help in the physical outside of the building design. And because it's the people's building, it's not just for the Parliament, it's the people's. And it's very hard to get the Falefono people to realise that. And they think it's their building, and they are the only ones that have the say. But it's for the people, and those people in the Assembly won't stay there all their lives. So we need a building that's going to depict our Niuean culture and language and have a history to it. And the old building, to me, is a nice design, but it shows the dignity of the building. And I think that's, a main point.
Meanwhile, Sir Toke Talangi says that the Falefono is being built on Crown land, and while the surrounding land is subject to land lease negotiations, there is no reason for the project to be delayed in terms of the actual land on which the Falefono is constructed. This is Esther Pavihi for BCN News.
The current rain and windy conditions we're currently experiencing is a sign of climate change, according to the Niue Met Office. This month is traditionally our winter or dry season, but we are seeing more rain and gusty winds. Today, a strong wind warning remains in force both for the land areas and Niue waters.
Tropical depressions outside of the cyclone season are now a frequent occurrence in the region. For example, in September of 2018, in the Solomon Islands was Tropical Cyclone Liua. And in May of this year, in the Solomon Islands and in Australia, was Tropical Cyclone Anne. And now we're seeing another tropical depression, still active near Rotuma, but is not expected to intensify. More rain and more windy conditions are expected for the next couple of days, with a trough of low pressure and associated cloud and rain affecting Niue. This is Esther Pavihi for BCN News.
With the return of Australia's Liberal Party leader Scott Morrison as Prime Minister, Niue still stands to benefit from its step-up foreign policy on the Pacific. The Premier, Sir Toke Talangi, has conveyed his congratulations to the Prime Minister Scott Morrison for his recent election victory. The French Navy ship Bougainville paid a routine visit to Niue on Saturday morning, after a previous call into the Pago Pago port in American Samoa. The day visit was an opportunity to strengthen the cooperation between the government of Niue and the government of the French Republic. The government of Niue renews diplomatic clearance on an annual basis for the French Navy to enter Niue waters. The Bougainville is based in French Polynesia and fulfills various missions in the Pacific. The next destination is Rarotonga in the Cook Islands. The Day for Women in Maritime was marked on Saturday in the Pacific region, but Friday Niue time, a day organized by the Pacific Women in Maritime Association, but implemented on the national level by the respective Pacific Island countries. PAC-WIMA is a regional organization that supports Pacific women in maritime at the national level and identifies women development opportunities through its network. The recognition, visibility and capacity building of Niue women in maritime raises the importance of gender equality in line with Sustainable Development Goal 5 and highlights the important contribution of women within the maritime sector. Niue embraced the day with Department of Transport's Maritime Division and Niue's Fisheries Division organizing tours aboard Niue's search and rescue boat at 3 morning time slots last Friday. The invitation was extended to all women in both the public and non-government organizations involved in maritime. The tours of up to 6 passengers took to Avesele, Namukulu and as far as Mutalau on 1-hour round trips where the women took photos and discussed topics related to the theme and their respective fields. The next day, Maritime Manager Lindsay Talangi secured a majority female border clearance party as they boarded the visiting French Navy ship Bougainville Saturday morning. The female officials represented the Niue Biosecurity Authority, Department of Health, Immigration Niue and Niue Police. Lindsay was pleased with the turnout on both days and is looking forward to planning events for World Maritime Day on the 27th of September, embracing the theme Empowering Women in Maritime. Matauri Atoto, a Niuean student from Edgewater College, has received recognition of excellence for her NCEA Level 3 photography portfolio, joining another 59 portfolios as they go on New Zealand's top art tour, allowing the public to view the high caliber of work created by students. The portfolios created last year will be displayed in a range of galleries, museums and schools throughout New Zealand. Currently, Tori's portfolio is displayed in Hastings and will be in Auckland in June 2019. Tori's portfolio is called Manatu, translated into English means remember. Tori expressed to BCN News that she does aim to have her artwork displayed at the next Taonga Festival and plans to showcase more of her work in the very near future, overwhelmed also by the positive feedback from both Niue and abroad. And finally, the wet weather didn't stop people from attending the Makefu Show Day on Saturday with a flurry of people amongst the adorned food stalls. The opportunity following the opening prayer by Reverend Chris Langiono was given to New Zealand Deputy High Commissioner Andre van der Walt. The highlight was the trademark Unga race, which kept the crowd entertained with many encircled to see the race. This would be the only Unga race worldwide and is only held in Makefu. This led the remaining lineup of activities enjoyed by those in attendance. The village extended the gratitude to the many that attended despite the weather and welcomed their support for next year's show day. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.